A common fear that a lot of people have when it comes to fat loss is to lose all this weight and end up gaining it back just to feel like you wasted your time. In my own fitness journey, I have lost and gained weight more times than I wanted. It wasn't until I changed my perspective and actions and behaviors that I started to see long lasting results. Guys, in today's video, I'm gonna be breaking that and the key perspectives I had to switch on, and then also the actions and behaviors that can get and keep you lean. Guys, if you don't know who I am, my name is Jonathan. I went from 250 to 177. I lost over 70 pounds through trial and error, and I make these videos to give you guys realistic and effective strategies that work, so you have to waste time doing things that don't. So, quick story on me. Like I said, I went from 250 to 177. I know what it feels like, though, to get to the end of the finish line and to drop the ball. I got down to 277, stayed there for a little bit, went up to 185, 195, and then 206, went up again, and then had to come all the way back down. And then I had the yo-yo effect when it came to my weight. But it wasn't until I started to change my perspective, and I'm going to get into that now, where now I understand how to stay lean all year round, and I don't have the dramatic swings on the scale. Okay, so when I talk about these things, I'm talking about them from experience because I know what it feels like. Some people drop the ball in the middle, they lose 30 pounds, and then they gain weight. Like, I didn't start gaining all my weight until I got all the way to the end and then messed up and had to do it all over again. So I've had to lose weight twice. Okay, I had to run this battle twice, really more than 2 times, but you get my point, all right? So when it comes down to understanding the perspective that's gonna like get and keep you lean, you have to understand success is never a straight line. It doesn't matter what goal you set in life, success is never a straight line. You have countless examples of people that you may admire or you read stories about. It's never a straight line. And that principle applies to fat loss as well too. Even though it can be a straight line, you say, oh, well, I just followed this meal plan and I can start to lose weight. Yes, but eventually what's going to start to happen in everybody's story, there is opposition, there is things that are going to deter you, there is haters, there's something that's going to come up to try to knock you off your square anytime you try to set any goal. I love watching Myron Golden on YouTube because he says this perfectly, that anytime you set a goal, disruption will follow. Okay, so anytime there's intention or your intentions are set, disruption will follow. It's a biblical principle. It's in the Bible. You look at the Old Testament and every character in the Old Testament, the intention was there, disruption follows, right? Adam and Eve, sin enters the world, disruption follows. With Joseph, right? Saw a vision, he was going to be leader of Egypt. Disruption follows. He's betrayed by his brothers, thrown into a pit. You get my point, right? It's woven into how things are. It's just, if you can expect it, you can be prepared for it. So if you're watching this, you're in the beginning right now, just expect something's going to come up, and when it does, you'll remember this conversation like, oh, I was warned about this. Okay. Now, what we can do to kind of prepare for these things is that when I tell people to make goals, it's not, don't make a goal weight, right? I understand that we want the number on the scale to go down. I understand that we want to lose body fat. But how do we get there? We want to fall in love with those actions and those behaviors, and we want to set goals around that. We want to set goals around our actions and behaviors, and we want to love the actions and behaviors that can get us the result. Because it's like this. If you love the food that you eat, and to say if the food that you eat is conducive for fat loss goals, and you can tolerate or you enjoy your workout, and your workout is conducive for your fat loss goals, and you enjoy the cardio that you do, and that cardio is conducive for your fat loss goals, the results will just be the byproduct of you taking the same actions day in and day out. So the very goal you should have is just to enjoy and find peace in the actions that you need to take that's going to get you to the result, not the result in itself, because you'll have more appreciation for your results because you took the actions every single day. So when I say make goals, what I'm saying is that make goals around the daily actions and behaviors that lead to fat loss. If you guys don't know what those are, I'm going to hop in that to the next section. Guys, I also am going to link another video to this, that if you guys still like, okay, what are those daily actions and behaviors? I have another video where I link a 10-week program that talks about your meal plan, what to eat, how to work out, what to do. That stuff, that's going to be linked in either the description or at the end of this video. All right. So again, hopping back to perspective, we want to know that success is not a straight line, that we need to set our intentions on our actions and behaviors. Okay. Once we start to do this, understand, once we start to do this, my warning to you, other people are going to call you obsessed. They're going to say you're obsessed with fitness. You're doing too much. You're doing it up. Good. It's good to hear that. Ignore that. Ignore all of it, especially if they're not at where you want to be at. Ignore everything they just said. What you want to do is focus on the actions and behavior that's going to get you to your result. If the people telling you to slow down or whatever, if they're not close to where you want to go, ignore, disregard everything they just said. It's a good indicator that you're focused, and that's perfect. So they call it, I'm gonna say obsessed, and that's a good thing. Your perspective is to appear obsessed, but really what it is, you're just hyper focused. And in the beginning, you have to be, because this is not a normal behavior for you. If you already knew, if like fat loss activities were already normal, you would already be lean. You get what I'm saying? We would all be walking around with six packs, but it's not. Like in the beginning, it wasn't for me either, right? So I had to develop new behaviors. In the beginning, you have to do a lot of it, and you have to be hyper focused on it so it can become normal. Now I just do it without even thinking about it. It's just something I do, and no one questions me on it because I've been doing it for so long. And last thing, since I am a believer, that obsession part, also you don't want to make that an idol, okay? God is very real. Hell is very real. Evil is very real. Demonic activity is very real. You don't want to make that an idol. Understand, and this is for me too, I make fat loss content, fitness content. That's not the whole premise of my strength though. I understand, I wake up every day. God gives me the ability to do all this stuff. Since he has given me the ability to do it, I'm doing it. Do you get what I mean? So understand that is your core foundation. Seek to God for all eternal wisdom, guidance to knock out any mental stronghold barriers. If you believe in lies around nutrition, that's what you use. That's what the power of God can do. Okay. So that's my perspective, right? That's still my perspective on life and my perspective when it comes down to fat loss. I know y'all ain't come here for a sermon, but too bad you're going to hear it anyways, right? When it comes down to actions and behaviors, this is the stuff that can actually get you six-pack lean or whatever. All right. I talk about this in other videos. Again, I'm going to link that video with the 10-week program. So we want to walk daily. Walking daily is the best form of cardio that we can do. Okay. When it comes down to fat loss, it's three things: calories, how much food we eat in a day when we eat less than our maintenance; macros, our protein, fats, and carbs; then the activity, that's the stuff that we do in and out of the gym. All that creates a calorie deficit. That is the only way to lose body fat. You cannot circumvent it. That's the way God made the human body, okay? But that's good because now we can use that information to get a result. So for the activity portion, I recommend everybody just walk because it's light. You do it every day anyways, and it's not going to be extra taxing on the body. So if you're not in the best shape, you can still walk, okay? As long as you're able-bodied, I'm assuming that you're watching this, you're able-bodied and you're able to work out, that you can walk on a treadmill, either at your home or in the gym, 6 to 10 incline, 3.1 miles an hour. If you do that for 40 minutes, on top of the next behavior, tracking your food, making sure you're eating less than your maintenance calories, okay? We want to make sure if you have to eat 2,500 calories to maintain, you eating 2,000 puts you in a calorie deficit. You walking for those 40 minutes on an incline, guess what? Also puts you in a calorie deficit. And if you want to be really tough, we add a full body workout session to that as well too. And I always recommend this in any program I talked about. Full body compound movements, you get more bang for your buck. You get to maintain muscle mass, right? You get to hit all the big muscle groups. We're walking, we're tracking our food. And then the other point, we want to get a sufficient amount of protein. We're doing all this activity daily, okay? We're at least tracking our food or walking daily. That's going to get us the result of a calorie deficit, and that's going to lead to fat loss. For the workout portion, I would say 3-4 days a week. That's fine. But I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be 100% honest, okay? I prefer you guys do the weightlifting portion, okay? I do because it increases your metabolism. It helps with everything. You're going to be looking a certain way. But even if you didn't do the weightlifting portion and you just tracked your food and just walked, you would get results. I'm sorry. I'm just going to be honest with you. You would get results if you just tracked your food and walked. So if you just want to start there, I don't recommend it. Please lift weights. But if you are just like, I ain't about to touch weights, bro, I'm not doing it. Okay, walk, track your food, eat high enough protein, you will get results. Promise you will get results. You do those actions and behaviors, and we set goals around those actions and behaviors. That's the stuff that's going to lead us to the place where we can be six-pack lean. And this is, if you can fall in love with these things, you will stay six-pack lean. Guys, if you guys feel like you need additional help, like you see my other videos, and you still reach out with questions, hit me up on Instagram. What I'm going to be doing, I'll do free consultation coaching calls. So what we'll do, we'll hop on a call, see what you need help with. If I can help you, I'll help you right there and on the call. Bring a notepad because, again, I'm going to be doing all this pro bono for free. I'm not going to be charging nobody nothing. If you guys just need additional help, we'll just hop on a call, quick 30 minutes. And if I could help you, I'll help you right there on the call. Write down everything I say, implement it into your life. I'm eventually going to be putting out a paid program though. Okay. So don't get it twisted. I'm eventually putting out a paid program. As of right now though, if you're watching this, you can hit me up on Instagram, DM me. We'll set up a time, we'll talk, and then we'll go from there. All right. Guys, I hope this video helps. Stay tuned for more content.